Alright guys, welcome back. We got a fun war number 2 in Alliance War Season 29. We got some new fights, we got some new opponents, and we've got some tricky ones. We'll see how they go. So we're going to start off on Path 9. We're running Kingpin again against Hazard Shift. We've got Spider Ham here. I think I did throw that special with one of the power stings on me, so I took a tiny bit of damage there, but Kingpin just runs right through all these hazard shift nodes. We've got Dragon Man here, also hazard shift, but I don't really have to worry about the power gain too much. I can just throw a parry to get rid of it. It's when Dragon Man is stun immune that becomes a little more tricky, and that's where I usually bust out Magneto. We've done Dragon Man on Path 9 on Window of Opportunity stun a lot of times last season with Magneto. But it's not too much of a problem for Kingpin. He's a monster on these hazard shift fights. And we've got a brand new opponent for Kingpin in Peni Parker that we're going to see in the boss circle on the hazard shift stun immune node. Now, just like the long shot fight last time, we've got Doc Ock for this power snack Tigra. And again, my parry heavy game was on point. I think I only have to evade one, no, maybe it's two. So we evade that special one. We're doing fine here. Keep up the parry heavy game as much as possible. I'm looking to try and build to a special 2 to get the triple debuff going. There you can see I've got the power lock when she got the backup recovery. There we throw the special 2, we get the triple debuff. We get nice detonation there. We've got one more special 1 to evade there. Again, we're just going to throw a special 1 to reapply the power lock, and one parry heavy to finish. Super clean fight, full yellow bar against that power snack Tigra. Next, we've got Mole Man on Mixmaster, so we're going to go in with Apocalypse, mainly because I don't have to worry about Mole Man shrugging off Apocalypse's parries. There, I made one little mistake there. I'm going to take that special 1 to the face. But really, for Mixmaster, all I'm doing here is I'm rotating between heavies and like medium, light, medium combos. It's a little slow, but works out okay. Throw in some special 1s. Again, I do try to play it safe for the most part, especially in Alliance War. I don't like to take too many risks. Try and get as many solos as possible. I think, again, it was a boss that I did not, for this one, I could not take the boss again. But I think for the next war, we do get our first boss action of the season. So definitely look out for that one. There, we get clipped again. Again, sometimes when you have these slow fights, it's just hard to keep your attention for the entire time. But no excuses. It's all good. We're going to go ahead and bait this special 1. And usually I speed up the fights a little bit. Here I'm just running them at full speed because I only had, I think, 14 fights this war. Some other guys stepped up, took the boss, and took a few minis before I could get there. So, just not a problem. It's great. Love it when the team works together. Okay, so we're just going to continue straight up with the main account. We go from Path 9 to Path 5, and here we're going to take this Ebb and Flow Intercept Immortal Hulk. So I am going to try and sprinkle in some intercepts where I can. I feel like Kingpin would be able to take him down anyways, but there's a nice intercept into a special 1. Get a nice chunk of damage in there. Only thing about Immortal Hulk is just be careful not to hit into him when he's got his regen, and that he does get his invincibility. You know, like he goes immortal at the end. Hence, Immortal Hulk. But Kingpin does a nice job against him. As I say that, I take a combo to the face. But I do have willpower, or at least a little bit of it, on the main account, so I am healing ever so slightly just from the rage stacks on Kingpin. So again, still trying to look for some openings potentially for... There we go. Well, I you know, even when I'm watching it back, that looked like an intercept, but it did not trigger the ebb and flow intercept fury, which was a little annoying, but it's okay. We finish him off anyway here, get him unblockable. Still hit into his block. Alright, now he just has a little bit left, and we can finish him off. There he goes. Next, we have again Ebb and Flow Intercept and Mighty Charge, Mr. Negative. Now, I haven't fought I fought Mr. Negative a couple of times. But again, with Kingpin having class advantage, and I'm really not too concerned to get a nice little intercept there. I'm just going to take his special on the block and attack back in. I'm not going to try and pretend that I can evade his special. But we can bait the heavy there. Nice clean. Ah, see, we almost got the... I don't know what happened there. I thought it was so far away from the end of his special too, but it still clipped me. Fooled me. I thought I had it when I was doing the fight, and I thought I had it when I was watching back here. There I did have the inverted controls for a second. There we get a nice intercept, and that should finish him off. There it goes. Alright, now we're back 5, phase 1 on the junior account. We've got a nice group of, we've got Magneto, we've got Torch. Torch hasn't made an appearance in War in a while, if ever, for me. I'm sure I've brought him in at some point in the handful of seasons, or I don't know, I've done like 7 seasons online or something. So I'm sure I've used him before, but I haven't used him in a while. So here we have Ebb and Flow Knockdown, Guillotine 2099 with the new global node, where if someone misses or evades, that they can gain power. But Magneto is just going to completely counteract that because of the metal. Oh yeah, I've got Colossus here for our favorite Bishop fight. So we switch over from Path 5 to Path 9 with the junior account. Again, Magneto is the perfect counter for Modoc here. Even though I can't parry and heavy Modoc here, I can still completely shut him down. I do get clipped by that special 1 for a second. Then I gotta, you gotta flip the hat backwards. You gotta put on, roll up your sleeves, finish the fight out strong. Because again, this is one of those slow ones where I can't really rely on Magneto's parry heavy. You're not going to be launching some big special 3 that's just going to take him out. Even when there is an opportunity to parry him here, I don't want to, because if I do, there's the one eye open node, and all the damage that I do to him is going to get reflected back onto me. And Magneto does just a wonderful job on his own. For this one, we get a nice little intercept at the end. Modoc goes down. Next, we got Terrax. And I was looking at my path. I'm like, who's going to take Terrax? And I'm like, all right, I need to save my pre-fight on Torch for another fun fight. Let's go in with Torch and see what we can do. So we're just going to play this as smart as possible. So we're going to back off. We're going to let his rock shield, or whatever it is, expire. Then we'll just hit into him, let our incinerates do their work. And I think we even push him to a special 2. We'll just block that last part of it, and again, We're going to back off, let his rock shield expire. Let him throw that heavy again, and now we'll go back and attack in. So we haven't really taken too much damage from from his rock stacks or whatever that is. So this worked out really, really nicely. I think we're going to bait one more special 2, the exact same thing. I think we get a nice dex at the end of it. And we're going to go ahead, wait for this to expire. The rock field expires, and then we're going to go in. The window of opportunity stun timer is down, and that was about as nice of a Terrax fight as I could have asked for. Next, we're going to bring Magneto for this blade. It's just kinetic, transference, and feats of indestructible. So after I get to over 2 bars of power, he's going to go indestructible for a second, like for a few seconds. But for the most part, look at that, two heavy attacks, and there's already like a huge chunk of blade is down. And here, as long as you know how to bait his special 1 and try not to push him to a special 2, then you're fine here. Special 1, really easy to evade the entire thing. Special 2, you really don't want to push him to on this one with kinetic transference, because that special 2 is tough to evade. But there, very few hits to get him down. Now we've got our favorite bishop fight with Safeguard and Vigorous Assault. So if you haven't seen this one before, Colossus is Incinerate immune, so I don't have to worry about Bishop's special 1 getting too close to him. Colossus doesn't do any energy damage, so I don't have to worry about him throwing some of those, like the energy back on me. And the only thing I need to do here is avoid hitting into his block as much as possible. Anytime, just keep, if he goes back, I move back, and I just try to make sure that he's coming into me the entire fight. I do not want to hit into his block because of Vigorous Assault. If you attack, if Bishop turtles up, he's going to get a regen buff. If he gets a regen buff, he's going to go unblockable, but for a period of time, like while the regen buff is active. And if he has a special attack and he's unblockable, you are screwed. So you have to be very careful. Here, I just take as much of the hits on the block. Like I'll just parry heavy the entire time, throw a bunch of special 1s. If I get a stun on the special 1, I'll just parry heavy again. And the same thing happened from the first war. I hadn't really thought about it, is that the attack tactics for Colossus are when you, like the one he has, I think it's slow your roll, that if you have an armor up buff and you do a heavy, you put a slow debuff on the opponent. So that could come in handy if you needed the slow debuff. But against this bishop, I'm just giving him willpower healing, and with Safeguard, it's just making the fight that much harder, because there's only I'm capped at at 1% of his health at damage. I think I'm only doing I think it's usually around 1,960 or something like that attack. But because I do have Petrify and Pacify masteries on, so there is an opportunity to, there you see at 9,800 crit. So if I parry heavy while he's stunned, there is a chance for me to bypass the damage cap. But again, these fights are slow. You got to be patient. I'm only running a 565 Colossus. I don't have a 6-star one. Obviously, the 6-star would do a lot better. But you're just limited in terms of how much you can actually do this guy. So there we get another 9,800 crit. Just taking all those special 1s on the block. Again, not hitting into him if he turtles up. Just make him keep coming at me the entire fight. And as this one finishes up, we've got 2 more brand new fights coming up next. We've got Peni Parker and then Kitty Pryde. One of them goes well, one of them not so well, but it is a learning experience because it's the first time we fought them, and similar to the first time we did this bishop fight, it didn't go as smooth, but now it goes really nicely because we know what we're doing. So, sometimes you gotta make mistakes, and as long as you don't get like completely destroyed on it, it's not that bad. Like, I did have a whole thought process. I did a bunch of duels just to figure out what was going on. So here, we got one more fight after this. Okay, fine. We got one more. So we have this Apocalypse, also on Ebb and Flow Intercept, Mighty Charge. And we're just going to do it with Doc Ock. I am going to try, you can see me trying to get the flow in there for an intercept. But I think at 6-star rank 3, Doc Ock's going to have no problem with this Apocalypse, regardless of whether or not I get off a bunch of intercepts. Like, barely any of that special one is doing anything on the block there. Get off a nice special 2. I probably should have gotten a heavy there. That would have been nice. And I was a little bit late on refreshing those power lock debuffs. There's the intercept. So now we're doing some nice damage there. Bait that heavy, go in. Nice light attack parries there. Again, the power lock coming in nice. Evade the end of that special 2. Even if he puts the, I think there's if you don't hit him long enough, you get the armor break on you, but that's just giving me some willpower healing. So that's really not so bad. There it is, get a little healing back. Attack back into this APOC, and he's almost down. Got lots of time to finish him up again. Looking for a little intercept. That's okay. Get a nice special 2 off. There's a little heavy. Nice intercept again. And that should finish him off. Okay. Now we've got Penny Parker on Hazard Shift Stun Immune. And I'm just thinking, okay, Kingpin's going to be okay here. The issue is she goes through a cycle where she can auto block you and then it goes down on cooldown. But the auto block doesn't trigger the parry mastery, so it's not that bad. So I'm gonna go in here, and I did have to test out my the spacing on what do I need to do for Penny Parker's heavy attack. And you can see there in the top right, it's still in gray right now, so I can get all my attacks in quite nicely, while the that, we'll call it like the auto block timer, is off. And now I'm going to go in, when that comes back, there we go, there's the sync shield, so it's back up again. So here I am going to get like the auto block right when I attack in, but that's fine. We're just going to hit into the block to try and get it down. Again, baiting, I just stuck with baiting special 1s. I did not want to deal with the special 2. So again, that sync shield timer is down, so I can just pound in. Don't really have to worry about hazard shift. Kingpin is shrugging off those debuffs, converting them into his own stacks of rage. And that goes beautifully. Now this Kitty Pryde fight, normally you want to stick the White Magneto pre-fight for passive stuns to bypass Limber. But I looked at her kit, and if you passive stun her, she gets 2 prowess. And you really don't want to give her prowess. Crits give her prowess, parries give her prowess. Okay? So I figure I'm going to go in with Torch. I'm going to go with the pre-fight, because even though she's Incinerate immune, she's not immune to Nova Flames. I get clipped there a little bit. My biggest mistake of what I didn't read in her kit. Right here, I should have just gone for it, pushed to another special 2, launched it, and tried to blitz her down in one shot. Instead, I let her get to a special 2, and you can see she goes unblockable because she had 10 prowess, and I did not realize that, and that's my own mistake, and I get manhandled there at the end of that fight. And it took me a little bit to figure out, to go back to look at that fight and see what happened. I heal up, I go back in with Torch, and I feel like I could have had that one. So again, I think I do push her to a special 2 again, but it's right at the end, and I'm able to get a special off to finish her, or at least get one counter off here, I think, to finish her. That's it. So it's one death. It's a new fight. I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.